Yes, I just wanted to give a quick little rant because it was a conversation.
Oh,
Yes. So it was a conversation. Let me put Bella down so I can really get into it. Okay. So my cousin and I were talking. It was basically, we're not going to talk about it in this episode or this episode at all. But Nicki Minaj had went on live and like people were like giving all their think pieces on how it went about her, like her attitude, people correcting her. And like people in the comments were like, you should never correct your boss in front of people, like basically, right? And so like my cousin and I were talking about that, and I was like, I don't like that ideal because what does that even mean? Don't correct your boss ever. Sometimes if your boss is wrong, you're supposed to say that because, especially in Shayla and I's job, if my boss is wrong, it's going to make more work for me. So it's like to avoid that, speak up, right? So then we ended up getting into the conversation of the ideology and the phrase respect your elders, right? And I've always hated that term because I feel like if you don't show me respect, you will not get respect. I don't care if you are a toddler. I don't care if you're a senior citizen. Don't talk to me like you lost your mind. And so we started like, they're like, well, you can't think like that because that's why so many kids nowadays are so rude to their teachers. There, when you meet somebody and you're having a conversation with them, you should automatically have a level of respect. Not full respect, but the common respect, like the highs, hellos, the manners, like keep it cool, respectful, and chill. Be cordial. When that person gets out of pocket, correct them automatically because if you don't respect your name, nobody else will respect your name.
so I agree and disagree with you. I see both sides of the your
Okay.
cousins and you. I do think that respect is earned, but I also believe that you should respect your elders. I think maybe again, it's just the way I was raised. There is a way to correct someone in a good manner because this is the thing. Sometimes people are disrespectful with the clocking the T.
Hmm.
When I used to work at Marshalls, we have rules, especially when you work in retail. There are return policy rules. But when my boss will come up, right, because there's always those customers that is like, "What do you mean? I want to speak to your manager," and I'm like, "Okay." So I would bring my manager, and then my manager would bend the rules. Some would say, "Oh, like why do you care so much? You're not like the Marshall CEO." I don't like looking dumb. If you, as a boss, told me these are the rules, don't change it when I'm coming up. So what I would do again, I would clock my manager, but in a nice way. I would be like, "Oh, I have receipts," right? So I would go, "Oh, the return policy here says not on no mean stuff." You know what I'm saying? But I make sure that I get my point across. I clock the T, but in a respectful manner, especially if it's elders with children. I do think that yes, address it, but in a nice way, if
I
that makes sense.
I think so.
I don't think you should be cursing out a grandma, but
Yeah,
that's just
no,
me.
for
Some
sure.
people, they don't care. Oh, if a grandma curses you out, I have the same right to do it. Again, it's just your morals, what you believe. Some people are different. They will clock anybody. Age don't matter. But for me, I'm an empathetic person though. So that's just like a Shayla thing.
I get that. I get that. But at the same time, like, I'm not saying there's different ways of correcting people. You could curse them out. You could be like a stern, like, don't talk to me like that. Or, like, there's different ways of doing it. I just think give everybody the same common respect. Just because you are older than me doesn't mean you get to talk to me however you want. And just because you are younger than me does not give you the excuse for people to say, well, she's young. All right, well, she's young. So let me correct you now so you know how to talk to others so you don't speak to them like that. That doesn't mean when I walk into school, I could disrespect my teachers. No, if there's no reason to, don't do it. Have the common respect. Yes, full respect is earned, but common, like common level respect should automatically be given.